So let's go ahead and just come into our easy seat and just start by grounding our energy this morning. So if you've already been with me for a couple minutes, you're already engaging in that space, closing the eyes, finding the breath, drawing the attention back inside of the self, sending the roots from all of those points of contact from the body to the earth, deep into the earth's crust, visualizing those roots nice and thick and strong, really rooting you and grounding you into this time and space, taking the bridge from the breath, through the breath, from the body, the physical body, back to the spirit. Spine is nice and straight and long. Shoulders are relaxed back and down. Tucking the chin ever so slightly back and down. And just breathing into your body. Gently allowing the eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. And today we're kind of talking about our heart space and radiating from the heart space. The Kriya that I chose for today is the Heart of Gold. And we're going to follow that up with a meditation that is for engaging in the flow of life, a natural flow of life, which to me is also we're trusting in ourselves, we're trusting in the universe. And that is what gives us that peace within our own being to truly live our lives. And Rumi says that there's a voice that doesn't use words, so we listen. And I read a post the other day that said when the two ears are put side by side, it forms the shape of a heart. And interestingly, the word ear sits right in the middle of the word heart. The ear is the way to the heart. So if you want to access the voice of the heart, then you have to learn to listen. Now, most of us know the voice of our heart. We're just used to suppressing it. We're used to pushing it back. We allow all of our social conditionings and things of that nature to kind of like come in and overbear the desire of the heart. And so we learn to put all of these other voices, all of these other things above our own voice of our own heart. So the way that we learn to listen to the heart is to become quiet, to come back to ourselves, to create safe space for that part of our being to be heard. And then instead of creating excuses as to why we shouldn't listen to that voice, we take conscious action and we make conscious choices that support and uplift that space. So today's Kriya that we're going to be practicing is going to help give us the ability to be able to really tap into that aspect of our being, allow the heart space to radiate forward. You know, we're also so used to protecting the heart space, rounding through the shoulders. You know, you see a lot of people who don't sit up straight, protecting the heart, you know, rounding the shoulders, keeping that heart space covered and protected. So, you know, we want to learn to open up through the body, relaxing the shoulders back and down, allowing the heart space to radiate forward, giving it the ability for that energetic heart resonance to really fully emit. So giving ourselves the space to listen to our own voice and soul instead of getting lost in the noise of the world or lost in the crowd. So that's really what we're working on today. And it takes a real level of self-love and determination to look within and to look at our life and question ourselves about why we do certain things. Why do I behave in certain ways? What is the desire of the heart? Am I taking conscious actions and choices to uplift and support that space? Or am I constantly making excuses and taking actions that draw me further away from my heart's desire? Everything we do, everything we say, everything we should think should always be drawing us closer and closer towards that trust within our own heart space. And I really think that's the hardest part, is learning to trust in the heart. We've been taught that if we lead with the heart, that makes us vulnerable, that it's not ideal, that we're emotional, and that we're not looking at things rationally. And we're not talking about leading with our emotion. We're talking about leading with the voice of our own spirit, our own soul, that infinite aspect of our being that has always existed, will never cease to exist, has lifetimes of experience, has more knowledge and depth of understanding. It's connected to that universal well of infinite knowledge. And that is what's dictating and guiding us. That part of our being, that is a direct expression of divine energy, source, God energy, however you choose to look at that. And so when we choose to say no to that aspect of our being, or we choose to shut that part of ourselves off, we're essentially saying no to the divine. We're saying no to source. We're saying no to God. That part of our being couldn't possibly know what's best for us, and that we ourselves, through our social programming and the conditions that we've been exposed to, knows better how to get us through this life experience. And often that's what causes the suffering. We suffer because we choose not to see the beauty. We choose not to listen to the voice of the heart. We choose to abide by the social conditioning and to try to fit in and look normal and create a safe environment for ourselves, quote unquote, on that manner or that level of experience. And that's just not what's going to help us get to that place of really, truly listening to the heart space and living a life of ease. That's where we come back to ourselves. When we can come back to ourselves, that's where peace exists. That is where the calm spirit resides, is within our own being. It's the ability to be able to be rooted and grounded through every situation, so that those things aren't moving us. We're not becoming entrained to the energy around us. We're establishing our own distinct energetic vibration, and we're living from that space. So that is exactly what we're learning to do today. I love this Kriya. I love the meditation. It's one of my favorite meditations, so I'm really super excited to share that with you guys. So let's go ahead and start by tuning in. So just come into that easy seat. Take those deep breaths. Inhaling. Connecting to the depth of your own being. Accessing that soul space through the breath. Rib cage is hovering over the sits bones. Head's floating over the heart. Tucking the chin ever back so slightly, just a little bit down and back, so that that head is really floating over the heart. Creating that nice streamline for that energy to be able to navigate its way through our energy system. Take those hands, start to rub the palms of the hands together, creating some friction and heat between those places. And tuck your thumbs into your breastbone. Forearms are parallel to the earth. We're going to begin by tuning in with that mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. We're going to recite that mantra 3 times, tuning into those higher aspects of our being, tuning into the soul space. This is how we learn to start to listen. We tune into that energetic space. We put ourselves in a receptive position to be able to listen to the voice of the heart. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath, apply the root lock. If you're not on your moon cycle or pregnant, drawing those sexual organs upward, feeling that energy inside of your body, lifting up through the pelvic floor. Exhale, release the breath. We're going to move into our Mangala charm, creating that safe space here on our mat, allowing us to do our deepest work, that healing work that needs to be done today, that the soul space knows, all of those things that are ready to be released, that we choose to no longer carry with us, all of those parts of our physical being and energetic being that need that healing, that only we can do for ourselves. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale to begin. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudeve Name. Inhale deeply, suspending the breath, applying the root lock if it's in your practice this morning. Exhale and release the hands, release the lock, gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. So this Kriya is going to be mostly seated today. So take any opportunity that you might need to stretch out your legs when you need to in between these exercises. And if I don't cue it, just remember to do that. Take care of yourself and your own needs. Remember to make this your own practice. Remembering also, of course, never to press into pain, tingling, or numbness. Listen to your body and its needs. Only doing the things that feel comfortable and safe within your practice. This is how we also learn to listen to our heart space, listen to our energetic being, listen to the body. The body is going to tell you where it can go in the practice, and then we allow ourselves to only work within that space, honoring exactly where we are on our mat today. So I've got my blanket here because I'm a little chilly today. So make sure you have any of those props that you might need to, blankets, bolsters, cushions to sit on, kind of sitting on the edge, elevating yourself so that you can have that nice length in your spine if you need to here. Because like I said, we're going to be seated for this practice today, and you're going to be here for a bit. So this Heart of Gold exercise is really a beautiful one. Like I said, I really like it, but I love all of these practices that really help us to open up through our heart space. And this one is a great one to cultivate your heart light. And this is just being able to feel that heart resonance that we have, that energetic resonance that scientists even say can, be felt up to 8 to 10 feet outside of the physical being. That is our farthest resonance of our being. And so we're really cultivating that heart light. We're going to be able to feel the warmth in our spine and the level of our heart and allow them to become golden, so to speak. And the gold is what grounds us and keeps us in the body. The hands are an extension of the heart chakra. The hands are also where a lot of that healing energy is stored within our being. And so we really want to charge that energy. We want to use that energy to heal ourselves when it's a necessity. And we give so much energy and we take so much energy through this part of our body, through the hands, through the heart. And so we really want to constantly be charging that space to give us the ability to not run with an empty cup. We always want to have a full cup, and in fact, a cup that spills over. And then what we give from ourselves is what spills over into the teacup plate. Nothing from the cup is ever given. Only what spills over, only the extra is what we give away, so that we're never depleting our own energetic being. We're not self-sacrificing. We're taking the very best care of ourselves. We're putting our own mask on first, like we would in an airplane, and then we assist the other people around us. That's how we can be the best service. Being our highest energetic vibration possible is what's going to allow them to have permission to help shift them into that space also. And sometimes perhaps I need that invitation from the other people around me, so we really want to keep this part of our being as strong as possible. It's our personal responsibility to shine that light of our soul, which is the energetic foundation for both self-realization and establishing the divine connection, the connection to source energy, or connection to the universal source energy, however you perceive that. Then we can trust in the natural flow of our life experience. We know that everything isn't happening to us, everything's happening for us. The universe is always there to support and uplift everything that we do, meeting us where we are, to help us meet those desires of the heart. And so then we're really listening to that heart space. And what does that want? What does that need? How do I need to right now in this moment, not tomorrow or 2 months from now, to achieve the heart desire? What do I do right now in this moment to take me one step closer towards that desire? I don't have to have the whole picture. I don't have to know everything right now. I'm just taking those tiny steps right now, what I'm doing right now in this moment. That's all that matters. Okay? So that is the light of our soul, and it integrates into the universal and global whole. And we're a unique and vital part of that thing. And instead of getting lost in the mix, lost in the crowd because we're just following what we think is meant for us, what we think are these social standards and how we should behave, and just totally closing off and hiding our heart, we're allowing it to radiate fully and completely, which is really and truly, if you want to think of us having a purpose here in this time and space, that's really it. I'm just here to vibrate at my most full, complete, authentic sense of my being. Then I'm fully radiating from that beautiful heart space, that part of me that's never ceased to exist. And I'm never, never, never withholding that light and that beautiful vibration from the rest of the universe, and recognizing that through that quantum entanglement that I can affect a star across the very universe by radiating from that space. And so just honoring that and accepting the beauty of who and what we are, stepping into our power, and accessing that beautiful heart vibration that we really want to emit from. So let's go ahead and get started today. And we're going to be in some of these postures for a little bit longer. So before we get started, if you need to shake your legs out, this is probably a good time to go ahead and do it. So go ahead, lengthen through the legs, shake them out. And then we're going to come into our first posture. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. And this posture, it actually requires, or it says that if you can come into the lotus, then you go ahead and do so, which is where you draw those feet up into the hip creases. And that's not in my practice. That doesn't feel really comfortable and safe to me. So I'm just going to come into my easy seat. And then we're going to take our hands and clasp them behind our back. Now, the pointer fingers are going to stay long and pointed. We're going to inhale and lengthen through the spine. And then on the exhalation, we're going to drop the forehead all the way down towards the earth. Now, if you need a block or a bolster or a pillow or something of that nature here to kind of help bring the earth up towards the forehead, feel free to do so. But as you hinge forward from those hips, those fingertips should rise up into the sky. And we're just going to have a long, deep breath here in this posture. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention, the awareness inward and upward towards the third eye space. And just breathing nice and deep through the nostrils. If you need to take a break and release those arms for a moment, then go ahead and do so. Or if you have compromised shoulder blades or shoulders, just visualizing yourself in that posture is totally okay. If you need to keep the hands gently resting on the knees and then releasing the forehead towards the earth, visualizing those fingertips raised up into the sky, then do whatever you need to today to protect your body while you're in this posture. Those fingers are extended and really charged, those index fingers, like you're drawing that energy into your being through those fingertips, drawing the shoulder blades together. And just try to relax as much as you can into this posture, focusing on the breath. You can always use that mantra, Sat Nam. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. Set on the inhalation, Nam on the exhale. You only have about 30 seconds left here, so you're already mostly done. Just giving that third eye space over to the earth, feeling that divine connection to the Mother Earth beneath you, who supports and sustains us always. Inhale deeply, keeping those fingertips into the sky, suspending the breath. Apply your root lock if it's in your practice today. Exhale, fully and completely. And then inhale, rise up nice and slow using that core strength. Release those hands down beneath you, or behind you, excuse me. And then let go of those arms. Stretch out those legs and kick them out for a moment if you need to. Rotate through those shoulders forward or backwards, loosening up any tension that you may have accumulated throughout that posture. And then come back into your easy seat. Close your eyes, gently resting the palms of the hands on the knees for a moment, taking stock, that mental and vibratory stock of what's going on within your own being, becoming self-aware. How are you feeling? Not judging it, not attaching any meaning to it or trying to tell a story about it, just witnessing, observing, allowing it to move through us. Gently open up those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to open up our arms wide, just like this. Right arm's going to come underneath the left and just grabbing onto those shoulders. We're going to hinge forward from the hips to the 60-degree angles. So holding on right into those shoulder blades, just holding on to your own being, closing the eyes, drawing the attention in and up, focusing on the brow point center, and taking those long, deep breaths. We're also going to be here for 2 minutes, supporting and sustaining your own being in this angled posture. Meeting yourself with love and compassion, allowance and acceptance. Instead of pushing away the desires of the heart, making up all of the excuses for why we should not listen to that voice. giving that place full reign to speak its truth, to be heard, and not just to be heard, but to instill in us the desire to take those conscious choices, those conscious actions that support and uplift that space. Remembering that is what we're here to do, is the work of the heart. Not to live out somebody else's story, somebody else's narrative, whatever anybody else thinks best, but what the heart says is going to give us the most meaning, the most beauty, the most allowance for expansion, evolution, and growth. Really squeeze yourself. You only have about 30 more seconds here in this posture, hinging forward, leading with the heart. Tucking that chin ever back so slightly down and back. Nice long center line of the body. Inhale deeply. Suspending the breath, apply your root lock, mula bandh, if it's within your practice today. Exhale, releasing those arms, and inhale, rise back up into that comfortable, neutral, easy seat. Kick out your legs for a moment here if you need to. Lengthen through those legs, rotate the shoulders, whatever it is you need to do, and then close the eyes. Feel into the energy in and around your being. Take a moment just to feel into that energy that you've created through those first two exercises of this Kriya. Gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. This is also a 2-minute exercise. Coming into that easy seat, we're going to lengthen through those arms so that they're directly in front of us. Palms of the hands are facing towards one another. Fingers are nice and charged like they're antenna. We're drawing that energy into our being. We're consciously drawing that energy of the universe that is there to support and uplift us into the heart space, giving us the ability to really magnify that heart energy, allowing it to be heard, to be felt into, visualizing that energy, really pressing itself out as we receive through those fingertips. Closing the eyes, nice long spine, relaxing into that posture and dropping those shoulders back and down. Deep breaths through the nose. Attention is at the brow point. Charging that heart center, really feeling those fingers nice and engaged. Feeling or visualizing that energy entering in through the fingertips and drawing it into the heart space. Visualizing that golden light, the heart just growing, becoming brighter. Visualizing that ball growing, expanding. Tense hands. Feeling the heat at the base of the palms. You're already more than halfway through. You only have about 45 seconds left here in this posture. So really focusing on making those hands as strong as they can be. Really drawing as much of that energy into the heart space as you can with those remaining seconds left in this exercise. Crown of the head is shining into the sky, nice long center line of the body. Inhaling deeply, suspending the breath at the top. Apply your root lock, your mula bond. Exhale, release the hands, release the breath and the posture, and shake out those legs. Shake out those arms if you need to. Then come back into your easy seat. Close the eyes. Focus on the breath for a moment. Focus on the energy of your own being. Allow those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. We're going to keep those elbows just gently resting into the side of our body, into that rib cage. Take those hands and just start rubbing the palms of the hands in a circular motion. Close the eyes, focus the attention inward and upward. Long, deep breaths through the nose. I'm going to be here for 2 minutes, generating that energy in those palms, that extension of the heart. Really tapping into the quality of the heart energy right now. Intentionally focusing on generating more of that energy so that it can more fully radiate, so that we can hear that voice above all others, remembering that it's simply about being receptive and listening. We know our truth by the way it feels. When something is meant for us or right for us, you feel it in your body. That's your soul's way of responding. Being as fast or as slow as you need to here as you rub the palms of the hands together. You only have about 45 more seconds left here. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale, release the breath. We're going to move into our next exercise. So take those hands into prayer pose. Right thumb is right in the center of the chest, and we're going to extend the left arm so that it's out to the side of the body. Right hand is in towards the heart center. Left hand is out towards the side of the body, and there's a space in between those palms. And we're just going to focus our attention on that energetic space between those palms as we close the eyes and draw our attention back inside of our own being. Focusing at that brow point center, feeling into the quality of energy that exists between the two palms. We're going to be here for a little bit longer this time. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. Just meditating on that space between those two hands, that energetic space for which your real heart center exists on the left side of the body. We're feeling into the quality of that energy of that space. uplifting and supporting, honoring and surrendering, remembering to keep our posture nice and long and straight, that center line of the body for that energy to facilitate as it works its way from the base of the spine up towards the crown of the head. As always, we can use that mantra, Sat Nam, Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. I am truth, truth is my name. I'm connecting to that space, receptive to that voice. Remembering that the heart speaks to us in many ways. It doesn't always come like with words and a voice inside of our mind, inside of our heart. Sometimes it's flashes of pictures, images, a feeling of energetic quality. Using all of our senses to really tap into and listen for the voice of the heart. Just open to receive whatever information that soul space feels is meant for us today. What is that one message that you can receive today here in this safe space on your mat? Not being so hyper focused on hearing it, just being receptive to hear and allowing that message to find us through the open connection that we're creating. Feeling that energy between those two hands, the density, the quality of that energy. What does it feel like? You don't even have 2 minutes left. You have about a minute and 45 seconds, so just a little bit longer here. Listening to, surrendering to the heart space. Accepting and allowing. No judgment, no attachment to outcome. No need to tell a story, no need to make excuses. Just listening, receiving, observing, witnessing. Being fully present. Inhaling deeply. Suspend the breath, apply the root lock. Exhale, release the hands, release the lock. Gently allow those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. Kick out those legs if you need to here. Get a little bit of blood flow growing through those legs. Rotate your shoulders. Take any gentle neck circles if you need to here. And then take yourself back into that easy seated posture, closing the eyes for just a moment and feeling into your own energetic being, taking stock of the energetic quality inside and around you. And gently allowing those eyes to flutter open, we're going to come into our next posture. It's the Ego Eradicator. So for those of you who do not know what the Ego Eradicator is, we're grounding into that comfortable seated posture, raising those arms up at a 60-degree angle. Thumbs are pointed into the sky. Fingertips are gently resting into the pads of the hands. And for this first minute of our Ego Eradicator, we're going to be taking nice, deep, long breaths with those eyes focused on the third eye space, internally drawing the gaze upward. Nice, long, deep breaths. Spine is long. Arms are nice and long. Plugging those thumbs into that universal well of knowledge, information, connecting to the natural flow of life. Remembering that as long as I'm heart-centered, everything flows exactly as it should. Just a few more seconds here. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, apply the root lock. Exhale, keep those thumbs pointed up into the sky. We're going to move into the next part of this exercise, and we're going to apply the breath of fire to this now. If you are having any kind of hypertension or pregnancy or issues where you would not want to engage in the breath of fire, you are potentially in your moon cycle, then please take the long, deep breaths. If you're not, use that navel point center to forcefully press that air in and out through the nose. Inhale to begin. Remember, we're using that belly to press that air in and out through the nostrils. We're not breathing from the top part of our lungs, that fight or flight area. Draw that breath down into the belly. Make sure that navel point center is pumping that air in and out. Keep those arms nice and long. Spine is nice and long and straight. Heart space is radiating forward. Make sure those arms are open. Shoulders are relaxed back and down to sustain this posture. Remembering again, if you have those compromised shoulders, we can always visualize ourselves in posture. Inhale, take those thumbs to connect at the top. Suspend the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale, open up those hands, release those hands all the way down to the earth, gently caressing your aura all the way down, feeling into that energetic quality that you've just generated, that you've just created through that breath. Relax the palms of the hands onto the knees. Take a couple deep breaths here before we move on to our next exercise. Becoming aware of yourself. How am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Gently allow those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. Keep those shoulders relaxed back and down. Elbows are just gently resting at the side of the body. Take the palms of the hands to touch and just gently begin taking that circular motion once again with the palms. Rubbing the palms together, creating that circular motion, generating that energy between those pranic and aponic parts of our being. Drawing that space into alignment. Going to be here 2 minutes. Eyes are closed. Attention is drawn inward and upward at the brow point center. Third eye space. That place of intuition. That place where the heart space speaks to our being, where we receive the information. Keeping our attention at that place where we receive the information, where we hear the voice of the heart. Rubbing those palms together as fast or as slow as you feel like, moving them in that circular motion. Keeping the spine straight, the heart space radiating forward. You only have about 30 seconds left here. Inhale deeply, stop creating that circular motion with those hands. Spinning the breath at the top, apply your root lock. Exhale, but keep the palms of the hands touching one another, and we're actually going to take those fingertips towards opposite elbows. So my right fingertips are pointed towards the left elbows, into inner part of the elbow, and the left fingertips are pointed towards the right. And then we're going to just really slowly draw the palms of the hands away from one another about 4 to 6 inches. And we're going to cup those hands, and just visualizing a golden ball of light between the two palms of the hands, cupped in the palms of the hands, just in front of the heart space. Closing the eyes, drawing our attention back towards the third eye space, taking those long, deep breaths, and just taking those internal visualizations, or allowing for those internal visualizations of that beautiful golden ball of light at the heart space, growing, becoming brighter, changing, shifting, allowing for any internal shifts or alchemy, transmutation that needs to occur to allow that light to become as vibrant and beautiful and bright as it can possibly be. Keeping those eyes closed, completely focused on that beautiful golden ball of light, expanding that light with each breath. You're going to be here for 5 minutes. Remembering I don't have to hear a voice in my head. I can receive that energy, that information, any way it chooses to manifest itself for me. And just by being present, just by placing my attention on my heart center, being receptive, surrendering to that space, recognizing that all of the shifts are already beginning, that that part of our being has just been waiting for us to acknowledge it, to be willing to receive, and the knowing will come when it's time. To know, what do I need to do next? What actions should I be taking? What choices should I be making? I'll know when the time is right, just trusting in the soul space enough to know that I don't have to have all of the answers right now. I don't have to have a game plan. I can trust in the universal flow of life. I can trust in my own soul space enough to know that everything I need will be there for me when it's time. Relaxing into that truth, relaxing into my own body, making a safe space to house that beautiful spirit, that beautiful soul space, that golden ball of light. Today on my mat, just saying yes to whatever needs to happen, whatever shifts need to occur within my own being to take me towards the next best part of my life experience, to take me towards the highest and greatest good of my own being. Remembering that those higher aspects of myself knows all. Nothing that is meant for me will ever miss me. I can stop taking things so seriously and relax into my being. Only got about a minute and a half here. It's really charging that beautiful golden light, that beautiful ball of energy, as much as you possibly can today here on your mat. Remembering you can always come back to yourself, even when you're not on your mat. Sink back into your own being, close your eyes, find your breath, listen for the voice of the heart. Just be present to receive. Feeling the density of that beautiful golden ball of light, the heat, the radiation, the energy, the vibration. Just a few more seconds. Give it permission to fully radiate from your being, not holding anything back. Inhaling deeply, suspending the breath at the top, apply your root lock, your mula band. And then exhale, release the hands, release the lock, release the posture. Take any gentle neck rotations that you might need here. Stretch out through your legs for just a second. Just feel into the quality of the energy that you generated through that Kriya today for that heart of gold exercise. Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to move directly into our meditation on the flow of life. And I love this meditation. And when we're feeling resistant to the natural flow, which you know when you're resistant to the natural flow of your life, when you are feeling that anxiety, that pressure, that stress, that things aren't moving the way that they should be moving. You feel the resistance to the way that life is potentially trying to draw you because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like what's supposed to be. It wasn't how you imagined it should look, or you don't feel that it's in alignment with the desire of those higher aspects of your being. Always know the linear, most direct path to get you to that place. And sometimes it doesn't happen. Most of the time, it's not going to happen in the way that you think you should. So we have to learn to surrender, to give ourselves over to that heart space, and remember that it is working in conjunction with the flow of life through the divinity that expresses itself through all things, and that we just surrender to that space, give ourselves over to that truth, to that knowledge, and allow for ourselves to move with the flow, move with the momentum of energy in our lives that's drawing us towards our highest and greatest good. So this one is really, really cool. We're going to stretch out through our left arm. It's going to be straight. Palm of the hand is facing down directly out of that shoulder here. And then that right arm is just going to gently rest at the side, that elbow towards the rib cage. And we're going to take our hand out and just gently cup it. And we're going to take that hand and swing it in towards the mouth space. And as we're drawing that hand towards the mouth, that mouth is going to be rounded, and we're going to inhale through the mouth just like this. Like we're taking water out of a well and we're drawing it up to our mouth, and we're sipping that water or that air as we're drawing it up towards the mouth, the whole way as we're taking it in. And then as we exhale, we're going to draw the arm away from the body in a circular motion. So it's in, out, through the nose as we take the arm around. In, out. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention inward and upward. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. Keeping that arm elevated, dropping those shoulders back and down, relaxing through the shoulder blades. Inhale as you sip it in. Exhale as you take it out. When we feel that arm getting a little bit tired, that lengthened arm, that left arm, ask your guides, ask your ancestors, ask those supportive energies of the universe to help lift up that arm, to help keep it supported, so that you can continue to generate the energy that you need. Meditation. Body is calm, relaxed, giving you permission to go deep. In through the pursed lips, out through the nose. Being in agreement to the natural flow of life, not resistant to it. You're about halfway through. Whenever we feel compromised or feel like our body is tired in any of these meditations or kriyas or exercises, remembering that these are the ones that our body needs the very most. To try to dig deep, deep into that grit, deep into the strength of your own being, maintaining that posture as long as you can, to really strengthen and refine those aspects of your being, strengthening and refining your ability to go with the flow of life, to not be resistant, to open up to the heart space, to fully trust, to remember that this is my time, this is my space, I'm not a visitor here, and the universe is conspiring in my favor. I just have to allow it to happen. I have to stop resisting, allowing and accepting, open to receive. So much stronger than I think I am. It's the mind that would tell me that I can't continue, that I don't have enough energy left. It's all there, it's all inside. You have everything you need. Establish your energetic tone, root it into this time and space. Allow that vibration to fully emit. You only have a little more than 30 seconds left here. Make this the strongest part of your meditation. Inhale deeply. Keep that hand just in front of the mouth, suspending the breath. Apply your root lock, Mulabhan. Exhale, release the hands, release the locks. Shake out those shoulders here. Shake out the legs. And then slowly and gently utilizing that core strength, bringing that upper spine down into the earth, vertebra by vertebra, nice and slow, lots of intention. Finding that final Shavasana corpse pose posture, relaxing the arms to the side of the body, palms are face up to receive, face down to ground. Allow the feet to fall to the side. Place any bolsters under your knees if you need to here to release any pressure on the lower spine. Taking that posture that feels the very most comfortable and safe to you for that final corpse pose, that Shavasana posture, fully relaxed. On every inhalation, feeling that earth rising up to support and sustain you. With every exhalation, sinking deeper into that space, cradled by the Mother Earth, fully supported and sustained and nurtured, connecting to the ultimate Mama, the ultimate Mother energy, remembering that it's always there for me when I need it. Grounding, offering me that safety. Most of the time, we don't listen to the voice of our heart because we're afraid. We're afraid of what would happen if we listened to that voice. What would we stand to lose? What would have to change? How would I change? Releasing my worry of what might be and embracing the truth of who and what I am. Embracing the truth of what the information, the quality of information that my heart is presenting to me. Honoring that truth through its infinite wisdom, its many lifetimes, its connection to the infinite well of universal energy, knowledge. surrender to those higher aspects of my being and trust, releasing the fear. We're feeling the fear and doing it anyways. Yes, I'm afraid, and I'm going to do it anyways. Yes, I feel fearful, and I choose to take actions and make choices in alignment with the truth of my being, in alignment with my own heart. I'm no longer going to choose to apply outdated narratives, old social programs, other people's opinions of me, the stories that I've told about myself, to dictate my experience, only the voice of my own soul space, only the knowledge of what I need to do right now in this moment, no matter how small it may seem, to draw me towards the energetic momentum of what the heart desires. Letting go of the attachment to the outcome, letting go of the worry and what might be, giving myself permission to be the most authentic version of myself that I can possibly be. If it feels safe to finish up your Savasana by placing the hands on the belly or placing the hands on the heart, connecting to the deepest, most authentic version of yourself, wherever you feel the most intensity of the vibration of that energy in your being, whether it be in the belly or the heart or any other part of the body where you feel that energy really pulsating, really being generated and uplifted from your practice today. Connecting to that space by placing those hands on top. And feeling deeply into the quality of your own being. And then really slowly start drawing yourself back to your body, back to your physical being. Gently wiggling the fingers and toes. Wrapping the hands around the wrists or the feet around the ankles. Taking any gentle stretches, cat stretch, or reaching those arms over the head, pointing the toes in opposite direction from one another. Full body stretch. As you remain on your back, taking the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, rubbing them together, really drawing yourself back into your physical being now. Tuck the knees into the chest. Just gently begin rocking and rolling up and down on that spine, pressing that spinal fluid up into all those nooks and crannies, nourishing the spine. And then rolling yourself up into a comfortable seated posture whenever you're ready. Gently resting the palms of the hands on the knees. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I choose to no longer bear the weight of other people's expectations, of what society says is meant for me, of the old narratives, the old judgments, the old stories, and only to live my life in the now, in the present moment, by listening to the heart space, the truth of my being. We're going to finish our practice today with 3 long Satnams. I am truth, truth is my name, truth is my identity. Take the palms of the hands together. Tuck the thumbs into the breastbones, releasing that calming energy into the entirety of your being. Inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. And then inhale to begin. Satnam. 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 Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale. Release the breath. Release the lock. Satnam. Namaste. The divinity, the light within me, that beautiful golden light that exists within my own being, honors that divinity that exists within each and every one of you, allowing that light to radiate us fully and completely, connecting us all together through that unification, that unity of all things that exist. Thank you so much for joining me for practice this morning. I love Kundalini. It's my fave. And I hope you guys get just as much from it as I do, and just take the rest of the week to really focus on allowing that heart space to fully radiate. There's so many times I've read in different spiritual classes and texts and stuff, oh, your work field should only extend like 2 feet outside of your physical body, or this or that, or this can only be this way, or that energy is going to be at the level that it's meant to be. So give it permission to fully expand to its fullest degree, whatever that's meant to look like in that moment, to help shift the universal vibration of everything that exists. It's why we're here. It's what we came to do. So just focus on that for this week. Give yourself permission to fully expand that heart space to really radiate. So enjoy you guys this morning. Have a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.